You're listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.
Three numbers before the open: 5.32%, 6,869.83, and $105 billion. The US 30-year Treasury yield just hit its highest level in 19 years. KOSPI gave back a 2% morning rally to close down 1.55%. And Nvidia just cut its data center guarantee to OpenAI in half, but investors are still uneasy. It's Wednesday, August 19th. Here's what today's story could mean for the Korean market. Foreign investors bought Korean stocks for 5 straight sessions, and the won strengthened toward 1,411 per dollar, both usually bullish signals. But rising US Treasury yields, driven by heavy government bond issuance, are pulling money away from riskier assets worldwide. Add in Middle East-driven oil price gains, and Wednesday's rally turned into a steep afternoon reversal. Here's what the numbers show. The US 30-year Treasury yield climbed 5 basis points to 5.32%, its highest since 2007's 5.44% peak. KOSPI opened up 2.15% at 7,127.77, touched an intraday high of 7,216.62, then reversed to close at 6,869.83, down 1.55%. KOSDAQ fell 3.52% to close at 834.20, tracking the broader risk-off move. Foreign investors bought a net 86.1 billion won, about $61 million, extending a 5-day streak that included daily inflows of 2 to 3 trillion won, or roughly $1.4 to $2.1 billion earlier this month. Moody's raised Korea's 2026 GDP growth forecast to 3.5%, nearly double its 1.8% estimate from February, citing sustained semiconductor and export strength. Nvidia cut its guarantee on OpenAI's Ohio data center to $105 billion, about 149 trillion won, from an earlier $250 billion estimate, though circular financing concerns persist. So what does this mean for you as a trader watching Korean markets? Earlier, we said KOSPI gave back a 2% morning rally to close down 1.55%. Here's what that actually means for you. U.S. long-term rates, not Korean fundamentals, are currently the dominant force on your index, so watch Treasury moves before assuming a domestic story. Next week's Nvidia earnings and the Jackson Hole meeting are the two catalysts likeliest to decide whether this pressure eases or deepens. This isn't a recommendation to buy or sell. It's a reminder to size your positions around rate volatility, not just semiconductor headlines. 3 things to watch this week. Nvidia's earnings report next week, a key signal for AI sector sentiment. The Jackson Hole meeting, for Fed rate path signals that could move Treasury yields. Whether the U.S. 10-year yield approaches the 5% level, KB Securities flags as a bubble risk marker. That's today's AI Prism, Stock Investors. This episode was produced with AI assistance based on Seoul Economic Daily reporting and reviewed by a human editor. AI Prism is a Juan Ifrah award-winning series. We'll be back tomorrow.
You've been listening to AI Prism from Seoul Economic Daily.